Kondowski, please roll call.
Ms. Sue Chung.
Present.
Mr. William Kim.
Here.
Mr. Anthony Kim.
Here.
Ms. Rebecca Lee. Ms. Suk Young Park.
Yes.
Ms. Bo Young Yu.
Here.
Mr. Aaron Pak. Mr. Jun Yim.
Here.
Mr. Sergio Kaye. Dr. Cirillo.
Here.
Bush Law Group.
Here.
Tyler Jung.
Here.
Thank you.
In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, I hereby state that notice of this regular meeting has been provided to the public by a written notice dated January 15, 2025. The meeting notice has been emailed to all staff members at the district's 3 school locations, communicated to the record, filed with the Board of Clerk of Palisades Park. Now I think that Dr. Cirillo will address great news about our dance team.
So we are going to jump around a little bit on the agenda. I think the young folks who deserve much of the recognition this evening are planning to go out for dinner. Lucky them. So hopefully we can get done quick. Maybe we'll crash your party. But it was actually a beautiful news received that last Saturday morning the Palisades Park dance team were nominated for national champions of the it was the medium varsity hip hop. So for the better part of probably 7 or 8 years, Rachel has been a thorn on the side, but the work ethic of this team goes beyond what any sports or club puts in by way of time. The commitment that these young adults are obviously putting into this program and to be recognized as national champions in Orlando, Florida is incredible. When Rachel sent me that information, you don't know what to do. In the moment, it's like, okay, we've won league championships, we've won state championships. To be recognized nationally, wow, that's an incredible achievement. You guys will forever, forever be known as the first national champions of Palisades Park schools. I'm going to ask Ms. Moore-Jesse to come forward. We are going to recognize each and every one of you. For the record, there was a wonderful clap-out ceremony that I think was a huge surprise on Friday. So kudos to everyone involved in that and keeping it a secret from the student athletes. Additionally, we had a wonderful lunch today. I thank Mr. Garcia, Ms. Baez for contributing to that. We want to go as far as our capabilities are with this team. Clearly, the trophy was and is, oh, it's hidden in the back. It should be all the way in the front. Can someone bring it up there with them, please? Thank you. I had the pleasure of attending this, and I'll tell you, going to Disney with, at the time, my 2 young boys, they were more excited watching the dance team perform than it was obviously to go to Disney. It saved me a couple dollars too, but the reality is this is well deserved. Rachel, I really do commend you. I applaud you. The time that you're putting in with this program is incredible. So while we call you up, just remain up here for a quick picture at the end. Ms. Chung, if you would join me, please. We are going to recognize you with a small certificate of appreciation and achievement, and then I think you guys will be on your way. Save us some food, please. Come to the middle, please. I think these are seniors, so we'll do the underclassmen first.
Kevin Madison, Park.
Congrats, Madison.
Maya, huh?
Congratulations.
Catherine Diaz, first year.
Congrats.
Yana Kim.
So as you can see, they're all wearing their proud jackets. And somebody please start flashing the bling because that's pretty impressive.
Whoa! A Super Bowl ring. Shinwei. Katie. Adine Cabrera. Yuna Song. Oh, Regina Choi. Chris Malley, our flag salute. One of our 8th graders on the team. Melanie. Another 8th grader. And Amy Calabasas.
I believe the next 10 recipients are all seniors, so you guys will be sorely missed, but thank you for setting the bar pretty high. Not only is it all the way at the top, but I guess you have to take the train from now on. Maybe it's superstitious.
Good luck.
I wouldn't recommend it, but if that's what brought you to luck, it was the team bonding and building. Good job.
Maria Zacarias Ramos. Maria. Isabella Sayo. Our captain Jamie Lee, but she's not here.
No, she's here. She's here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed you. Skylar Kim, our other captain, who's actually. Sorry, very wrong.
You're all sneaky.
Nayeon Kim. Eileen Kim. Allison Kim. Kenny Hernandez. Mariana Estrada. Senior by her first year too this year. And Clara Eo, our other captain.
Clara, do me a favor. Come to this side. I showered. Guys, come this way, please. Some of you come to the middle so we can take a picture. We're going to put the trophy in the middle. Andrew, you have it? Yes. Thank you, sir. And then when you're done, one quick routine. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, I promise.
We need more space.
Sure, whatever you want.
Squeeze in. Squeeze in.
1, 2, 3. We go. I took a couple, so one's got it.
Congrats. Great job. Congratulations. You're good. And make sure we're on time tomorrow, not like last week. They'll filter out. I don't think they want to stay. You guys want to stay? Because if you don't leave now, you have to stay. No, I'm just kidding. See ya. Have a great night. Be careful.
Before you guys just dance play again, as representing our school district community and the board members. I thank you again for your achievements and you made us really proud. Thank you. Have a good night.
Works smarter, not harder.
Now we will move on to our work session. So we'll review and discuss the resolutions to be resolved at the regular meeting. So we start with approval of the board minutes. That's January January regular meeting, executive session minutes, and February special meeting minutes, and February special meeting executive meeting minutes. So we have 4 of those. I have just one request over there, just a correction of the name. On January regular business meeting minutes, it states as Mr. Bush, but it's Mr. Manda. So that's just a simple name change. Do you have any discussion or other questions regarding these minutes or any request for correction? If not, let's move on to the finance. We have 9 consent agenda. Mr. Juni, would you please address these agendas and resolutions?
Yep, so we have 9 consent agendas to review and discuss during the working session. The first is the food service vouchers. Palisades Park Board of Education recommendation of the superintendent approves the food service payments. Number 1. Number 2, secretaries and treasurers financial reports. Superintendent accepts the secretaries and treasurers on the audited 2024 and 25 financial reports for the period of January 25. Number 3, ratification of board secretaries' monthly certification budgetary line items. Any questions? Okay. Number 4 is approval of payroll. Payroll for January 1.22 million, February 903. Approval of the bill list. Palisades Park Board of Education recommendation and superintendent approved 2025 bill list. Amount is 2.254 million. Transfers resolved that Palisades Park Board of Education upon recommendation approves transfer of month January 2025. Number 7 is student activities account. Be it resolved that Board of Ed, high school and Lindbergh activities. Monthly ending January 31st. On file with BOE office. And number 8, staff member visitation workshops. There's a Board of Education upon recommendation approves professional visitation to workshops. And 9 is acceptance of 24 audits. An annual comprehensive financial report.
Thank you, Mr. Lim. Board members, do you have any questions?
You have the
Discussion?
printouts for the secretary's financial reports at your request?
Yes.
Thank you.
So Mr. Kim, you have
No questions.
no questions? Do you have other discussion or questions? Then let's move on to the building and ground. Mr. Aaron Bach.
Okay, buildings and grounds, we have two consent agendas. Movie night at the Lindbergh Field, be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the request from the PTEA tribe team to host a movie night at the Lindbergh School Field on May 30th. Rain date, May 31st, for ECC and Lindbergh School students from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Number 2 is the Hope Club concert. Be resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the use of the high school auditorium on June 13, 2025 to host a Hope Club concert. The event will take place from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Thank you. That will be all.
Thank you, Mr. Aaron Bach. Any questions? Discussions? Nope. Next is personnel, Ms. Bo Young-yu.
Okay, so we have 5 items. Number 1, home instruction teachers. Be it resolved that Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the following home instruction. Hours will be split between both providers. Number 2, clinical placement request. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the clinical experience placement of Marisol Urias, pre-K, from January 23rd, 2025 to May 14th, 2025. The clinical expectation is 1 day per week at the Early Childhood Center under the supervision of Nicole Astuni and Rosemary Cabron. Resignations of staff. There are 3 resignations. Brian Coons, Michelle Park, Jonathan Simon. Number 4, request for leave. We have, looks like 1 request. Staff number 1, 2, 3, 3. 5, appointment of staff. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the appointment of the following personnel for the 2024-2025 school year. Carol Alexandra Sanango, Marcel Urias, Stella Kang, Christine Hold, Dennis Martinez, Catherine Clark, Jacqueline DeLosa, Lyndon Pinedo.
Thank you. Is there any discussions? Any questions on the personnel? The next, education. Chairperson Ms. Soo-Kyung Park.
Yes, today we have 3 consent items. First, field trips. We have 10 field trips to be approved. Second, global exchange program. 26 students from Suwon, South Korea on May 2nd. A presentation will be held. Academic life in South Korea. Third, Palisades Park High School delayed opening due to the New Jersey SLA test. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any questions in curriculum? There's a 3 agenda. If not, let's move on to the negotiation. Mr. William Kim, do you have any agenda to report?
No report.
Thank you. Policy, Ms. Bo Young-yu.
No report.
And New Jersey School Board of Liaison and alternate Mr. Anthony Kim.
No report.
County School Board of Rep and alternate Mr. Anthony Kim.
No report.
School Safety and Security Committee, Ms. Rebecca Lee is not here today. So evaluation, well, this one, we didn't approve yet, so I'll skip. So that's, okay, we're discussing review on all the businesses. We have two agendas on the all the businesses, which I want to change the name, like unfinished business. So number one is committee updates. Be resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education establish updates the following standing ad hoc committees, liaisons, and committee chair and member appointments and updates. So evaluation advisory committee, the chairperson will be Mr. William Kim. The board members will be Mr. Jun Lim, Mr. Soo-Kyung Park. For finance committee, the chairperson will be Ms. Bo Young-yu, and the board members stay same as Mr. Jun Lim and Mr. William Kim. And personnel committee, the chairperson will be Mr. Jun Lim, and the board members still the same as Ms. Bo Young-yu and Mr. Soo-Kyung Park. And number two is the policy revisions that we introduced last month in January meeting 2025. Required by our bylaw, it requires second reading. This is a second reading about the bylaw revision, bylaw 19.3.22 and policy 64.12.10. Do you have any questions and discussion? Now, let's move to the new business that we have on one agenda that we are going to discuss tonight. As number one is scheduling of presentation and review of evaluation rubrics for the administrators, teachers, and superintendents. Be resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education establish a timeline for reviewing and discussing the evaluation rubrics used for teachers, administrators, and the superintendents. The superintendents will provide the board with the past and the proposed rubrics and the present materials at the next board meeting. Be further resolved that the deadlines and deliverables are as follows. So there's some timeline provisions underneath. And then at the last line, I'll just read this part. Discussion and next step, the board members will review provided documents in preparation for the March 19, 2025 presentation. Any additional consideration or feedback may be discussed before formal adoption of the 2025-2026 rubrics. Do you have any questions and discussion?
The date, is that the last date going to work with the board meeting, March 19th?
Is what, I'm sorry?
March 19th, is that going to be the next board meeting date?
I think it was discussed that that might change. I don't know if that's still,
I'm going to just, that it's going to be my second agenda that I'm going to propose.
Okay.
Yeah, but if it's changed, I will have it amended. The date will be changes to March 18th.
if that happens, I might ask that we do this in April. I might need more time. I'm just kidding.
Alright. Any other discussion or questions regarding on this new business agenda?
Would you like that, the first two items, the 5th and the 12th, would you like that information to be shared via email?
You mean the March 5th and March
Yes.
12th one?
Those two deadlines? Or there'll be an in-person meeting? I'm not sure. Email is okay?
I think so.
Okay. To the committee, to the entire board?
Committee first?
I would just share it with the board.
All
Just to-
board?
Yeah.
All board members?
Okay. We'll give a summary.
Okay. So I was going to just say and raise the motion to adjourn and to reschedule our next board meeting from March 19, 2025 to March 18, Tuesday. Just consider whether any of you have any conflicts on that day. And I have one more agenda to make a motion, but I can bring it up in the regular session. So may I have a motion to close the work session and move to the regular session?
I move to close the work session and move to
All in favor? A second, who's in second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No objection? Great. Now we are entering to the regular business session and start with the Board of President's reports. I have no report. Dr. Silla, do you?
So obviously, part of my report, and I'm grateful that we were able to accommodate the team to continue with their evening, was the dance team, so I appreciate that. Obviously, I want to allow for Tyler Jung to give any student representative update, and upon his completion, just a reminder to the board, we do have a HIB in closed session tonight, so upon the completion of our work here, we do have HIB for closed session. Tyler, thank you for being here. Tell us good things we don't know about. The weather.
The weather's pretty weird today.
Weird.
Yeah, it's like a little spring.
Oh, okay. All right. If that's what you think, all right. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, buddy.
So far this month, for the PPHS school, we had the dance team national champs. We also had a bilingual parent ESL night. We also hosted the principal's breakfast, honoring all the students with their academic achievements. We also had a Korean Lunar New Year celebration. So we had celebrating the Korean cultural activities, foods, games, and educating kids. Coming up this coming month, we have the Dramatic Art Societies hosting Hour of the Arts. So that's essentially an open venue for students displaying their physical artwork, singing, and talent. We also have the Heroes and Cool Kids going to Limburg, and that club is basically upperclassmen from PPHS, trained to be peer mentors for Limburg students. We also have the NJGPA testing for juniors this coming March, and that's about it.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you.
And I do see in the audience our alternate, although she doesn't like it, Valerie Ramirez. When and if Tyler's not here, tell us more than just the weather, okay? Please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Jung. Mr. Mander, do you have any board attorney report?
Nothing to report.
Thank you. So okay, let's approve the meeting minutes. Do you, before we go on the taking a formal action, do you have any request for correction?
With the building and grounds, with that, the form that people have to fill out to get into like the school buildings or other stuff,
We can discuss in the building and ground. Now we are going to approve a meeting minutes first.
okay.
Thank you. So for the meeting minute approval for the months of the January and the February special meeting, 4 of them, as I requested it earlier during the working session, that there's this minor request for the name change from Mr. Bush to Mr. Mander in January regular meeting. With condition of that, may I have a motion to approve these 4 meeting minutes? You did? Any second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Objection? Thank you. So the minutes are approved, all of them in the condition of those minor name change in January 2025. So finance, we have 9 consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve 9 consent agenda on the finance?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call please.
Suchong,
Yes?
Sergio Kaya,
Yes.
Anthony Kim,
Yes.
Jun Yim,
Yes.
Bo Young Yu,
Aye.
Suk Young Park,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Aaron Pat.
Yes.
Thank you.
Building and ground, we have a 2 consent agenda for approval. May I have a motion to approve these 2?
Oh, wait. Yeah,
We can do it in discussion once you have a second.
Do we have a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No objection? Abstention?
So before we proceed, so
Yeah,
Aaron, thank you for
right.
bringing that up. There was a form that we circulated that we said we were gonna put into use for any outside agencies primarily to ensure that any certificates of insurance are in place and all of their criteria is met. Fortunately, these 2 groups are internal. They are our school sponsored. We just wanna memorialize them. So these would not require, we just wanna get these on the calendar so we don't double book dates,
Okay.
okay?
Thank you, Mr. Park, to bring that issue to our attention, because that form has to be implemented from the January 2025.
That is correct.
Including Voro entity, like a recreation
correct.
center as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, okay, personnel, we have 5 consent agenda for approval. May I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I second.
2 seconds, Aaron back first. Mr. Kondowski, please roll call.
Suchong,
Yes?
Sergio Kaya,
Yes.
Anthony Kim,
Yes.
Jun Yim,
Yes.
Bo Young Yu,
Aye.
Suk Young Park,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Aaron Pat.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next is education. We have 3 consent agendas to be approved. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make motion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No objection? Thank you. So, our next committees that has no report, I will skip. And let's move on to the order businesses for approval. So number 1, we'll go separate, because as I believe the policy revision, we have to go separate. Roll call, right? Amanda? Do you think I can just go consent?
I think you can do, or you could do one roll call for the whole.
Okay. So number 1, committee updates, and number 2, policy revisions for second reading. May I have a motion to approve those 2 agendas on the order business that we need, order business?
Motion.
I second. Roll call please.
Ms. Suchong,
Yes?
Sergio Kaya,
Yes.
Anthony Kim,
Yes.
Jun Yim,
Yes.
Bo Young Yu,
Aye.
Suk Young Park,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Aaron Pat.
Yes.
Thank you.
As we move on to new business, there's one agenda that we are asking scheduling or scheduling a presentation and review of regulation rubrics. May I have a motion to approve?
Are we gonna move the date to March 18th?
I'll wait, but I think, I think it's just to be clear that I thought that just we go one by one, but if you like, I can just bring it up too, cause I have 2 more agendas that I would like to raise the motion.
Okay.
So let's approve this first as you see in, on this paper. The others I didn't put it in, cause so. We have a motion to approve number 1 under new business.
I have a motion to approve.
Ms. Park. Motion, put Mr. Aaron Bach, second.
Yeah, one second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Abstention, okay. Number 2, I'd like to make a motion to move our March 19th regular meeting to March 18th, Tuesday. I'd like to make a motion to move the days change of our regular meeting in March. May I have a second?
Yes, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No conflicts of dates, good. Number 3 is the same motion that I brought last month, that I'd like to have our school employees' contract to be accessible on our school website. This is my motion. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No objections and no abstention? The motion passed. We have a motion to close our regular business meeting and open to public participation.
Motion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now our meeting is open to public, and each public participants can speak 3 minutes. Please respect our rule, 3 minutes policy. So please state with your name and address. Ms. Peppers?
Mary Papota. I'm still worried about our teacher. I see that we're still here, so that's mean we're still working on it. As we see tonight, how great we have teacher. Bringing that big trophy to our school is, to our town, is very nice to see. So we cannot lose those teachers. We gotta continue, or we gotta finish this, because we have a very valued teacher here, and if we lose them, we're gonna lose, and our kids is gonna lose. So I would like to see when, or can one of the board member tell me if they could give me any update as a parent of the study of the contract. Because like I always say, I always come here for the best of our school and our student and our teacher and our community. But I don't see this getting resolved. And I would like to know if you guys could give me any update as a parent, I would really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Pepperters. Your concern was well heard.
You want me to address that?
Go for it.
The parties are in fact finding. There was a first session of fact finding that was already held, and a second session is scheduled for next week.
Thank you. Any other speaker in public? Lady?
Yes,
Okay.
hi. My name is Yusun. I live right off of Central Boulevard here, and I prepared something because I've been following sort of from the sidelines and watching. My son, just to give you a little context, my older son goes to ECC. He's in kindergarten, and I have a younger son starting in 2026. So, before I share my thoughts as a community member here, I want to share my perspective as a parent. And when my son was 4, my older one, I told him that he was going to be entering ECC as a kindergartner, and he was very excited. So every time we passed by this building, he'd say, "Am I 5 now? Can I go?" Very excited, right? And then when he started in September, he was very proud. And for me to watch him be proud of his teachers, his friends, and how he's growing, I feel like I've won, right, as a parent. Since September, I've been trying to figure out ways how I can get involved, but also understand how the system works, who's involved, all the groups that basically impact not only my son, but his friends' educational career. Because that's how I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it from now through high school into college, you know. So from here, I want to talk about the long-term future of our children. And trying to understand this, what I've seen is a lot of dysfunction between the groups. And the groups that are supposed to work together aren't, and instead of collaboration, I'm seeing silos and a lot of gridlock here. And this is, yes, I'm talking about the teacher's contract, but there are other things as well. So the teachers, the board, the administration in the town, and as a parent, I don't love this, and you can all agree, because I think we have a lot of parents here on the board. It affects our children every single day, and nothing gets done. So for me, I have some issues there. So as I said, the unresolved teacher's contract is one example. There's other stories of neglect in the other schools that I've heard about. Doesn't sit right with me, especially if I'm going to keep my kids in this school system. So these foundational issues are affecting all the students, and before I, as a parent, can participate in educational initiatives and things to support the board and my town, I need to know that the foundational, the fundamental stuff that my kid needs are taken care of and addressed, and that's why I'm here. So for me, I want to see from this community a commitment to our students, a respect for our teachers, and a functional system that works for all of us. And I do see the potential. I grew up close to this area, and in the last 20 years, I've seen amazing improvements in adjacent towns. So I believe we can do it. We just need to get everybody on the same page. So with long-term improvements that we should be working on, we're stuck right now, and we're stuck because we have this one contract. And I don't want to belittle it. I'm saying it needs to get resolved. So my issue is not what you need to do to get resolved. And understand me, I'm not on the side of the teachers or the board. I'm here for my child, his friends. What is missing that I see is a sense of urgency. There is no urgency. We have, through the end of the year, March, April, May, June, 4 meetings left. My son doesn't stop growing. He's gonna be a first grader at Lindbergh in September. We have a break for 2 months. Nothing gets done. My son doesn't stop growing. I wanna know, what can we do to get this resolved in 30 days so that we can move forward, work on the issues that we want to be working on. That's where I'm at. I think from both parties involved, and I've listened to all the meetings now, to the board, can you get creative in finding a solution? I want you to picture me in my shoes, right? What would you do to move mountains for your child to get this resolved quickly? Again, your children are also growing. Maybe they're not dealing with the same issues because they're not in the school system, but mine are, and other parents are. So please, keep that in mind. Please be creative, have a startup mindset, be resourceful, and please try to work with us. On the teacher's end, I do ask you to prioritize what your non-negotiables are and what your nice-to-haves are. In a negotiation, no one is gonna come out happy 100%. We need to be accepting of the fact there will be negotiations that will happen years from now again, in a handful of years. So this is a temporary solution to take us forward so we can continue to work together for the next handful of years to get to a better place so that the next round of negotiations, we spend less time. So my question to the board is, what is your plan to get this resolved in 30 days or less? Because I would like to work on other issues in the last remaining 2 months of the school year, other than this. And if it can't get resolved in 30 days, what will you do to ensure that it can move quickly so that in September we're talking about something else? Thank you.
Thank you. Any other participant? public? If not, may I have a motion to close the public participation? And, we'll move on to the closed session, and the formal action will not be taken?
It will be taken.
It will be?
It will be
Okay.
taken. Formal
Okay, so-
action will be taken upon returning from closed, only on a HIB matter. The board does have to vote.
Thank you for correction. So may I have a motion to close the audience participation?
Is anybody
No
gonna
response
respond
to
to
her
her?
question?
What?
No one responded to what she said.
But the plan was, I think it was the same answer to the Miss Pep Porter's that we had some meeting
What?
scheduled, right?
Two points. 2 points. Number one, it's not a question and answer session, it's a public comment session, so it's an opportunity for the public to speak to the board. And the answer, the response is that the parties are involved in a process called fact-finding that's regulated and it's being controlled by a fact finder who's been appointed. And the parties are allowing that process to play out in the way it's required to do, the way it's required to play out.
Noemi Rivera, Glen Avenue, this fact finding, we're on the second stage. How long is that gonna take before then you guys hit us with the third stage? How much time?
Whatever.
Like, this is, our kids are being affected. So I understand we're in fact finding, I know how the law works. I understand discovery phases, how much longer from this phase?
Ms. Rivera, I'm gonna answer out of place here. I'm gonna tell you, and I know you feel it, because I feel it, we live it, right? I wanna reassure you, your kid is not suffering. These guys, gals, have not changed their teaching style. Everyone's working as hard as they ever have. I'm in these buildings all the time.
That's right.
So, again, I just wanna reassure you, I promise you, no one's acting different because negotiations are ongoing. I promise you, I'm a parent.
I didn't think that.
No, that's not true.
That's not.
I know that. It's okay.
That's not true.
You think they're changing their style?
Let me tell you.
Well, we'll talk privately,
No,
but
no. You asked me and I have.
I'm not
to
asking
ask
you. You
Excuse
can-
me, we can talk later after
They
finish the
suffer
meeting.
because
Ms.
they are
Pepperers?
worried as
Ms.
a
Pepperer,
big
please.
kid. Big kid is worrying because they see the teacher that is with the green t-shirt that they have to wear
Excuse me,
because they
you
have to
already-
be
Ms.
silent.
Pepperers,
Yeah,
please.
No, but don't
Wait,
say
we
that.
can-
But
we
they're not
remain
changing the
here
way they
so we can
teaching.
talk.
That's not the problem. It just, they
Ms.
understand
Pepperer,
that
please.
they're working with that. So let's put things here clear. Yes, they not little
Thank you, Dr.
babies.
Cirillo, for the addressing that answer, because it was my question to the parents that how it was affected, but I thought it's not appropriate for me as a parent to ask, so, thank you. May I have a motion to close the audience participation?
I'll make motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No objection? Thank you.
Thank you
We
all.
go to closing session or remaining